As I stood on the edge of the abandoned research station, I couldn't help but feel a sense of unease. The weight of my newfound responsibility was crushing me, and the cryptic message that had just reached me was hinting at the existence of a revolutionary technology that I wasn't entirely sure I could comprehend. The asteroid field was treacherous, and I had to navigate through it with caution. The alien territories were hostile, and I had to be prepared to encounter a variety of adversaries. The rival treasure hunters were relentless, and I had to outrun them while still trying to lead my coalition of scientists, engineers, and explorers. As I delarked deeper into the stronghold, I began to realize that my role as a leader was being put to the test. The more I learned about the revolutionary technology, the more I struggled to understand its true nature. The Galactic Council was a formidable foe, and I had to make difficult choices that would shape the destiny of entire civilizations. The stakes were high, and I had to confront the darkest aspects of my own character. The margin between victory and annihilation was narrowing, and I had to be prepared to make tough decisions that would impact not just myself, but the people around me. As I continued on my journey, I encountered a multitude of challenges, from decoding encrypted databases to outrunning ruthless adversaries. The more I learned, the more I realized that my understanding of the universe was limited, and I had to broaden my knowledge to encompass a wider range of topics. My growth as a leader and entrepreneur was hindered by the difficulties I faced. I had to forge a coalition of trusted allies, and the more I learned about the unknown reaches of the galaxy, the more I had to confront the challenges that came with it. The burden of leadership was weighing heavily on me, and I had to make difficult choices that would shape the destiny of entire civilizations. The stakes were escalating, and I had to be prepared to face the ultimate test of my leadership. Despite the turmoil, I was determined to push beyond the boundaries of what was thought possible. I was driven to explore the unknown, and as I did, I began to uncover a wealth of knowledge that would ultimately shape the course of history. As I progressed, I drew closer to a climactic showdown that would forever alter the course of history. I was forced to confront my inner demons and make difficult choices that would shape the destiny of entire civilizations. Previously, Alex Carter stood on the edge of an abandoned research station, hinting at a revolutionary technology that could change the course of humanity's fate. With the weight of responsibility crushing him, he set in motion a perilous plan to navigate treacherous asteroid fields, hostile alien territories, and rival treasure hunters. As I ventured deeper into the stronghold, the cryptic message echoed in my mind like a ticking time bomb. I had to move fast, gathering every shred of information about the revolutionary technology before it fell into the wrong hands. That's when I stumbled upon an encrypted log entry from the station's former lead scientist, Dr. Ilara Vex. The message was fragmented, but one phrase stood out: Project Elysium, the key to eternal life. I felt a shiver run down my spine as I realized the true extent of what I was dealing with. This technology wasn't just a game changer, it was a potential Pandora's box. I had to gather my team and decipher the log entry before rival treasure hunters or the Galactic Council got wind of it. I assembled my coalition of trusted allies, including Dr. Sophia Patel, a renowned expert in advanced biotechnology, and Captain Jackson Vash, a seasoned explorer with unparalleled knowledge of the asteroid fields. Together, we set out to crack the encryption code, racing against time to uncover the secrets of Project Elysium. As we delved deeper into the research station, we stumbled upon an abandoned laboratory filled with eerie, half-finished experiments. It was clear that Dr. Vex and her team had been working on something groundbreaking, but the true nature of their research remained shrouded in mystery. Dr. Patel's eyes widened as she examined the lab equipment. This technology is advanced, Alex. If we can harness its power, we could be looking at a cure for cancer, regenerative medicine, and possibly even extend human lifespans indefinitely. I felt a surge of excitement mixed with trepidation. Was I prepared to take on the responsibility of unlocking the secrets of eternal life? The weight of my decision hung heavy on my shoulders as I gazed out into the vast expanse of space, aware that the fate of humanity hung in the balance. Our mission had just become a lot more complicated, and I knew that we were running out of time. The Galactic Council would stop at nothing to claim this technology for themselves, and I had to make a choice. Risk everything to unlock the secrets of Project Elysium, or protect humanity from the dangers of playing God. As we prepared to venture further into the unknown, I couldn't shake the feeling that we were dancing on the edge of a precipice, with the fate of the galaxy hanging precariously in the balance. One misstep and the consequences would be catastrophic. But I knew I couldn't back down now. The future of humanity depended on it. Previously, Alex Carter stood on the edge of an abandoned research station, hinting at a revolutionary technology that could change the course of humanity's fate. With the weight of responsibility crushing him, he set in motion a perilous plan to navigate treacherous asteroid fields, hostile alien territories, and rival treasure hunters. As I gazed out into the vast expanse of space, the weight of my decision hung heavy on my shoulders. I knew that unlocking the secrets of Project Elysium could be a double-edged sword, capable of bringing immense power or catastrophic consequences. The fate of humanity hung in the balance, and I was torn between the thrill of discovery and the terror of the unknown. Suddenly, Captain Vash's voice crackled over the comms system, his tone laced with a sense of urgency. "Alex, we've got a problem. We're picking up a rival treasure hunter's signal, closing in on our position fast. It's the notorious Zara Blackheart Vega. She's not someone to be trifled with." I felt a surge of adrenaline coursing through my veins as I turned to my team. "Get ready, everyone. We need to move, and fast. Our priority is securing that encryption code and getting out of here before Zara and her crew catch up with us." We hastily gathered our gear, aware that every second counted. As we ventured deeper into the research station, the air grew thick with tension. Dr. Patel's fingers flew across the console, working tirelessly to crack the encryption code. Captain Vash and his team took point, scouting ahead for any signs of danger. I couldn't shake the feeling that we were being herded into a trap. Zara Blackheart Vega was notorious for her ruthless tactics, and I knew she wouldn't hesitate to eliminate anyone standing in her way. Our only hope was to stay one step ahead of her, using every ounce of cunning and resourcefulness to outmaneuver our rival. As we navigated the treacherous corridors of the research station, we stumbled upon an encrypted log entry from Dr. Vex herself. The message was cryptic, but one phrase stood out: "The price of eternal life is paid in blood." I felt a chill run down my spine as I realized the true extent of what we were dealing with. Project Elysium was more than just a revolutionary technology. It was a Pandora's box of consequences, capable of unleashing unspeakable horrors upon the galaxy. But I knew I couldn't back down now. The fate of humanity depended on unlocking the secrets of this technology, no matter the cost. I steeled myself for the unknown, aware that the choices I made in the coming moments would have far-reaching consequences that would echo throughout the galaxy. With Zara Blackheart Vega closing in, I had to make a choice. Risk everything to unlock the secrets of Project Elysium, or abandon the mission and flee for our lives. The clock was ticking, and the fate of humanity hung precariously in the balance. Previously, Alex Carter stood on the edge of an abandoned research station, poised to uncover the secrets of Project Elysium, a revolutionary technology that could change the course of humanity's fate. As he delved deeper, he discovered the true extent of the technology's power and the horrors it could unleash, all while being pursued by the ruthless treasure hunter, Zara Blackheart Vega. As I gazed out into the darkness, the flickering lights of the research station's corridor seemed to reflect the turmoil brewing within me. The weight of my decision hung heavy, the fate of humanity suspended precariously in the balance. I knew I had to make a choice, and fast. Suddenly, Dr. Patel's triumphant cry pierced the air. "I've cracked the encryption code, Alex. We can access the mainframe in 3, 2, 1. The console beeped, and a holographic display flickered to life, revealing the secrets of Project Elysium. I felt like I was staring into the abyss, the full extent of the technology's power and horror laid bare before me. It's, it's incredible, Dr. Patel breathed, her eyes wide with wonder. The possibilities are endless: regeneration, immortality, the ability to terraform entire planets. I felt a shiver run down my spine as I realized the true extent of what we had uncovered. This wasn't just a tool for humanity's salvation. It was a Pandora's box of power capable of reshaping the galaxy in unimaginable ways. But we weren't alone. Zara Blackheart Vegas' voice echoed through the comms system, her tone dripping with malice. "Well, well, well, Alex Carter. Looks like you've stumbled upon the treasure before me. How unfortunate. I knew I had to act fast." I couldn't let Zara get her hands on this technology. I turned to my team, my mind racing with a plan. "We need to get this data out of here now. Prepare the escape pods and get ready to transmit the research to the stronghold." Captain Vash nodded, his face set in determination. "Well, hold off Zara and her crew while you get the data transmitted, Alex. You've got this." I felt a surge of gratitude towards my team, my heart swelling with pride. We were in this together, and together we would overcome any obstacle. As we scrambled to transmit the data, Zara's crew closed in, their blasters blazing. I knew the clock was ticking, and our window for escape was rapidly closing, but I refused to back down. With the fate of humanity hanging in the balance, I steeled myself for the unknown, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The transmission was almost complete, the data streaming through the consoles as Zara's crew breached the walls of the research station. I felt the floor tremble beneath my feet, the sound of blaster fire and screams echoing through the corridors. And then, in a flash of inspiration, I had it, a plan to outmaneuver Zara and her crew, to ensure the data reached the stronghold and didn't fall into the wrong hands. It was a desperate gamble, one that would require every ounce of cunning and resourcefulness I possessed. But I was Alex Carter, the leader of humanity's resurgence, and I would stop at nothing to secure a brighter future for my people. I took a deep breath, my heart pounding in my chest. It was time to put my plan into action, to face my demons and the ultimate test of my leadership. The fate of humanity hung in the balance, and I was ready to do whatever it took to tip the scales in our favor. Previously, Alex Carter stood at the edge of an abandoned research station, about to uncover the secrets of Project Elysium, a revolutionary technology that could change the course of humanity's fate. As he delved deeper, he discovered the true extent of the technology's power and the horrors it could unleash, all while being pursued by the ruthless treasure hunter, Zara Blackheart Vega. My eyes locked onto the horizon, the darkness of space seeming to close in around me as I prepared to put my plan into action. The transmission was almost complete, the data streaming through the consoles as Zara's crew breached the walls of the research station. I felt the floor tremble beneath my feet, the sound of blaster fire and screams echoing through the corridors. "Dr. Patel, how much longer?" I yelled above the din of battle, my heart racing with anticipation. "Almost there, Alex," she cried back, her fingers flying across the console. "We've got another 30 seconds. Suddenly, the lights flickered and the consoles went dark. I spun around, my blaster at the ready as Zara's crew stormed into the room. "Not so fast, Carter," Zara sneered, her eyes blazing with malice. "You're not going anywhere with that data." With a fierce determination, I charged forward, my blaster blazing as I fought to protect the data and my team. The battle raged on, the outcome hanging in the balance, as I clashed with Zara's crew in a desperate bid to secure the future of humanity. In the chaos, I spotted Dr. Patel making a break for the escape pod, the data storage device clutched in her hand. I sprinted towards her, the sounds of blaster fire and explosions echoing around us. "Go, Dr. Patel." I yelled, covering her escape with a hail of blaster fire. "Get that data out of here." As she vanished into the pod, I turned to face Zara, my blaster locked on her. "Y'all never get your hands on this technology," I snarled, my finger tightening on the trigger. For a moment our eyes locked, the tension between us crackling like a live wire. Then, with a cunning smile, Zara turned and fled, abandoning her crew to their fate. I didn't hesitate, dispatching the remaining crew members with ruthless efficiency. As the last one fell, I let out a deep breath, my heart still racing with adrenaline. The research station was silent once more, the only sound the soft hiss of the escape pod's engines as it vanished into the depths of space. I stood tall, my chest heaving with exhaustion as I gazed out into the darkness. The data was safe, and with it, the future of humanity. But I knew this was only the beginning. Zara would return, and next time she wouldn't be alone. I activated my comms device, my voice firm and resolute. "Stronghold, this is Alex Carter. We've secured the data and we're heading back. Prepare for our arrival. We've got a lot of work to do." As I turned to make my way back to the escape pod, a message flashed on my console, a cryptic warning from an unknown sender. "Alex Carter, beware the shadow in the stars. The greatest threat to humanity's survival is not what you expect." I felt a shiver run down my spine as I stared at the message, my mind racing with the implications. What did it mean? Who was behind it? I pushed the uncertainty aside, focusing on the task at hand. I had a mission to complete and a brighter future to build. The shadow in the stars could wait for now. Previously, Alex Carter fought to secure the data of Project Elysium from the ruthless treasure hunter Zara Blackheart Vega, and after an intense battle, he managed to get the data out of the research station. However, as he stood victorious, a cryptic message warned him of an unknown threat lurking in the shadows. As I gazed out into the darkness, the message still etched in my mind. I couldn't shake off the feeling of unease. Who was behind this ominous warning, and what did they mean by the shadow in the stars? I pushed the thoughts aside, focusing on the task at hand, getting back to the stronghold and starting the next phase of our plan. As I reached the escape pod, I found Dr. Patel already on board, her eyes fixed on the data storage device in her hand. "We did it, Alex," she said, a hint of relief in her voice. "We're one step closer to changing the course of humanity's fate." I nodded, taking a deep breath as I strapped myself in. "Let's get back to the stronghold and start analyzing this data. We need to understand the full extent of Project Elysium's power." The pod's engines roared to life, and we blasted off into the unknown, leaving the research station and its secrets behind. As we flew through the darkness, the silence between us was palpable, each of us lost in our own thoughts. The journey back to the stronghold was long and uneventful, giving me time to reflect on the events that had transpired. Zara's betrayal, the horrors I had witnessed in the research station, and the weight of responsibility that now rested on my shoulders, it was a heavy burden to carry. As we approached the stronghold, I couldn't help but feel a sense of pride and accomplishment. We had taken the first step towards reclaiming our place in the galaxy, and it was a testament to the strength and determination of humanity. The pod landed with a gentle thud, and I sprang into action, greeting the waiting team with a reassuring smile. "We're back and we've got the data," I announced, holding up the storage device. "Let's get to work, team. We've got a lot to learn and a lot to do." The team erupted into cheers and applause, their faces filled with hope and excitement. For the first time in a long time, it felt like we were on the right track, like we were finally taking control of our destiny. As we began to unpack the data, I couldn't help but think about the message, the shadow in the stars. Who was behind it and what did they want from us? I pushed the thoughts aside, focusing on the task at hand, but the sense of unease lingered, a constant reminder that there was more to this story than I knew. Dr. Patel's voice interrupted my thoughts, her eyes shining with excitement. "Alex, I think I've found something. A hidden protocol within the data, something that could change everything." I turned to her, my heart racing with anticipation. "What is it?" "It's a map," she replied, her voice barely above a whisper. "A map that leads to another research station, one that's been hidden from us until now. It's the key to unlocking the secrets of Project Elysium." I felt a surge of adrenaline course through my veins as I stared at the map, my mind racing with the possibilities. This could be the break we needed, the key to reclaiming our place in the galaxy. But as I looked around at my team, I knew that this was just the beginning. We had a long and treacherous road ahead of us, filled with unknown dangers and uncertainties. The shadow and the stars still lurked, waiting to strike. I took a deep breath, my determination growing. We would face whatever challenges lay ahead together as a team. We would uncover the secrets of Project Elysium, and we would reclaim our place in the galaxy. The journey had just begun, and I was ready for whatever lay ahead. Previously, Alex Carter secured the data of Project Elysium after an intense battle with Zara Blackheart Vega, but a cryptic message warned him of an unknown threat lurking in the shadows, speaking of the shadow and the stars. As Alex returns to the stronghold, he begins to analyze the data and discovers a hidden protocol, a map leading to another research station that holds the key to unlocking the secrets of Project Elysium. My heart raced as I gazed at the map, the possibilities swirling in my mind like a vortex. This could be the break we needed, the key to reclaiming our place in the galaxy. But I knew better than to let my guard down. The shadow and the stars still lurked, waiting to strike. "All right, team," I said, my voice firm and resolute. "We have a new mission. We're going to infiltrate this research station, uncover its secrets, and harness the power of Project Elysium." The room fell silent, the weight of my words settling in. "Doctor." Patel's eyes gleamed with excitement, while the rest of the team exchanged uneasy glances. I knew what they were thinking. We were venturing into the unknown, and the risks were higher than ever. "I want a team of our best engineers and scientists to analyze the data and prepare a comprehensive plan for infiltration," I continued, my mind already racing ahead. "We'll need to move quickly before anyone else finds out about this research station." As the team sprang into action, I couldn't help but think about the stakes. We were no longer just fighting for our own survival. We were fighting for the future of humanity. I turned to Dr. Patel, my eyes locked on hers. "What can you tell me about this research station? What kind of security can we expect, Doctor?" Patel's expression turned grim. "From what I've analyzed, the station is located in the outer rim of the galaxy, in a heavily fortified asteroid field. It's been abandoned for decades, but I'm sure it's still crawling with automated defenses and who knows what kind of traps." I nodded, my determination growing. "We'll need to be careful then. I want a team of our best scouts to recon the area, gather intel on the station's layout and defenses." As the team dispersed to their respective tasks, I couldn't shake off the feeling of unease. The shadow and the stars still lurked, watching us from the shadows. But I was ready for it. I was ready to face whatever lay ahead, no matter the cost. The days turned into weeks as we prepared for the mission. The team worked tirelessly, analyzing data, gathering intel, and preparing a detailed plan of infiltration. I watched them with pride, knowing that we were on the cusp of something historic. Finally, the day of the mission arrived. I stood before my team, my eyes scanning their determined faces. "This is it, team," I said, my voice firm and resolute. "This is our chance to change the course of history. Let's do this." With a fierce cry, the team erupted into cheers, their faces set with determination. We were ready to face whatever lay ahead together as a team. We were ready to reclaim our place in the galaxy. The journey to the research station was long and treacherous, navigating through the asteroid field's narrow passages and avoiding deadly traps set by the station's automated defenses. But we persevered, our determination and teamwork guiding us through the darkness. As we finally breached the station's airlock, a sense of excitement and trepidation washed over me. We had made it. We were one step closer to unlocking the secrets of Project Elysium. But as we ventured deeper into the station, I knew that we were not alone. The shadow and the stars still lurked, watching us from the shadows, and I knew that it would strike when we least expected it. Previously, Alex Carter secured the data of Project Elysium and discovered a hidden protocol leading to another research station that holds the key to unlocking its secrets. A cryptic message warned him of an unknown threat lurking in the shadows, speaking of the shadow and the stars. As I stepped out of the airlock, the dimly lit corridors of the research station stretched out before me like a maze, echoing with an unsettling silence. Our team fanned out, senses on high alert, as we ventured deeper into the unknown. Suddenly, Dr. Patel's voice pierced the silence, her eyes fixed on a holographic display projecting from a nearby console. "Alex, I've found the main database. It's encrypted, but I think I can crack the code." I hurried to her side, my heart racing with anticipation. This was it, the moment of truth. But as Dr. Patel began to work her magic, a faint hum filled the air and the station's lights flickered ominously. "What's going on?" I asked, my instincts screaming warning. "I don't know," Dr. Patel replied, her brow furrowed in concentration. "It looks like the station's power grid is activating, but it's not responding to my commands." A cold dread crept up my spine as the hum grew louder and the lights began to strobe wildly. I knew we were running out of time. "Get out now," I shouted, grabbing Dr. Patel's arm and pulling her toward the airlock. But it was too late. The station's defenses sprang to life, and a barrage of laser beams ripped through the corridors, forcing us to take cover behind nearby consoles. The hum reached a deafening crescendo, and the lights exploded in a blinding flash. When my vision cleared, I found myself staring up at a group of heavily armed soldiers, their faces obscured by black helmets. A figure emerged from the shadows, his features chiseled, his eyes glinting with an unnerving intensity. "Welcome, Alex Carter," he said, his voice dripping with sarcasm. "I've been waiting for you. My name is Commander Victor Vex, and this research station belongs to me now." My gut twisted with rage as I realized we'd walked into a trap. The shadow in the stars had finally revealed itself, and we were caught right in its crosshairs. Previously, Alex Carter and his team infiltrated a long-abandoned research station in search of revolutionary technology, only to be ambushed by Commander Victor Vex and his heavily armed soldiers. As the station's defenses went online, Alex's team was forced to take cover, and their fate hung in the balance. "You're a fool for thinking you could outsmart me, Alex," Commander Vex sneered, his eyes roaming the scattered remnants of my team. "You see, I've been waiting for someone like you, someone who'd stop at nothing to claim this technology for themselves. And now, you're going to make me very rich." As Vex's soldiers closed in, I knew our only chance of escape lay in playing on the commander's ambition. I took a deep breath, forcing a confident smile onto my face. "I think you'll find, Commander, that I am not just anyone. I am the key to unlocking the secrets of Project Elysium. And if you're smart, you'll realize that together, we could change the course of history." Vex's gaze narrowed, his interest piqued. "Go on. The technology hidden within these walls holds the power to reshape the galaxy," I continued, my words dripping with conviction. "Imagine it, a universe where humanity thrives, where war and poverty are a distant memory. And you, Commander Vex, could be the one to bring it all to fruition." For a moment the commander's mask slipped, and I glimpsed a flicker of excitement in his eyes. He wanted to believe, to be a part of something greater than himself. But then his expression hardened and he sneered once more. "You're clever, Alex. I'll give you that. But I am not naive. You're just trying to stall for time, hoping your team will find a way to escape. Well, I've got news for you. They're not going anywhere." With a wave of his hand, Vex's soldiers dragged Dr. Patel and the others away, leaving me alone to face the commander's mercy. A cold dread seeped into my bones as I realized the gravity of our situation. We were at the mercy of a ruthless opportunist, and our only hope lay in my ability to manipulate him. "Very well, Commander," I said, my voice steady. "You've made your point, but I still have something you want, the secrets of Project Elysium, and I am willing to share them for a price." Vex raised an eyebrow, his interest piqued once more. "I am listening. I want my team released, unharmed," I stated, my eyes locked on his. "And in return, I'll give you the keys to unlocking the project's true potential. You can use it to forge a new empire, one that will change the course of history." The commander's gaze lingered on mine, searching for any sign of deception. And for a moment, I wondered if I'd miscalculated, if Vex would see through my ruse. But then, a calculating glint sparked in his eyes, and he nodded. "Very well, Alex. You've got a deal. But remember, I am always watching, and if you try to double-cross me, you'll regret it." As Vex's soldiers returned with my team, I breathed a silent sigh of relief. We'd bought ourselves some time, but at what cost? I knew that eventually I'd have to face the consequences of my deal with the devil. For now, I had to focus on finding a way to outsmart Vex and escape the research station alive. The shadow in the stars was far from defeated, and I couldn't shake the feeling that we were merely pawns in a much larger game. Previously, Alex Carter and his team infiltrated a long-abandoned research station, only to be ambushed by Commander Victor Vex and his heavily armed soldiers. Alex was forced to make a deal with Vex, offering to share the secrets of Project Elysium in exchange for his team's freedom. As I stood tall, trying to conceal the desperation creeping up my spine, Commander Vex's calculating gaze bore into me. "Now, let's get down to business, Alex. I want to know everything about Project Elysium." I took a deep breath, careful to navigate the treacherous waters of Vex's ambition. "Very well, Commander, but first I need to ensure my team is safe. I want to see them escorted to a secure area where they'll be treated with respect and care." Vex's expression turned skeptical, but a flicker of curiosity remained. "Fine. You've got 10 minutes to prove your worth, Alex. After that, the deal is off." With a nod, I watched as Dr. Patel and the others were led away, their anxious glances lingering on me like a promise of mutual survival. The weight of our situation hung heavy, but I knew our only hope lay in Vex's short-sightedness. I had to use his ambition against him, to manipulate him into making a mistake. As the minutes ticked by, I began to weave a web of half-truths and carefully crafted lies, painting a picture of a revolutionary technology that would change the course of history. Vex listened intently, his eyes gleaming with an unsettling intensity. But I knew I couldn't keep this charade going forever. I needed a plan, and fast. That's when I spotted it, a faint signal emanating from one of the research station's abandoned labs. It was a risk, but I had to take it. I had to escape and find a way to outsmart Vex before he realizes he's been played. As I continued to feed Vex's ego, my heart racing with anticipation, I made my move. "Commander, I think it's time for a demonstration of Project Elysium's capabilities. Follow me." Vex's eyes lit up and he gestured for his soldiers to fall back. "Lead the way, Alex. I'm eager to see what wonders you have in store for me." I smiled, a cold, calculated smile. "Right this way, Commander. Let's unlock the secrets of the universe." With Vex hot on my heels, I led him deeper into the research station, the signal growing stronger with every step. It was now or never. I had to escape and find a way to bring down the shadow in the stars once and for all. The fate of humanity hung in the balance, and I was the only one who could tip the scales. Previously, Alex Carter narrowly escaped Commander Victor Vex's trap at the long-abandoned research station, making a desperate bid to unlock the secrets of Project Elysium and outsmart his ruthless adversary. As I led Vex deeper into the research station, the signal grew stronger, pulsing like a beacon calling me to salvation. I could feel the weight of Vex's gaze on my back, his soldiers closing in like predators sensing prey. My heart raced with anticipation, every step a calculated risk. I had to keep Vex distracted, just long enough to find a way out. "We're almost there, Commander," I said, forcing a confident tone into my voice. "Project Elysium's true power will soon be revealed to you." Vex's eyes gleamed with an unsettling intensity, his ambition clouding his judgment. He didn't suspect a thing. Yet, I pushed open the door to the abandoned lab, the signal exploding into a cacophony of lights and sounds. Vex's eyes widened as he took in the eerie landscape of discarded equipment and shattered dreams. I had seconds to act. "Ah, Commander," I said, feigning awe. "Behold, the birthplace of Project Elysium. This is where humanity's greatest minds push the boundaries of science and technology." Vex's gaze darted from console to console, drinking in the secrets of the past. I used the distraction to slip away, my eyes scanning the room for an escape route. That's when I saw it, a ventilation shaft, partially hidden behind a stack of crates. It was a risk, but I had no choice. I took a deep breath, my heart pounding in my chest, and made a break for the shaft. "Commander, I think we've seen enough for now," I said, trying to sound nonchalant. "Let's regroup and discuss the implications of what we've discovered." Vex turned, his eyes narrowing. "I'm not going anywhere, Alex. This is just the beginning." I smiled, a cold, calculated smile. "Very well, Commander, but first let me just reboot the system." With a swift motion, I leaped toward the ventilation shaft, Vex's shout of rage echoing through the lab as I disappeared into the darkness. I emerged on the other side of the research station, gasping for air, my heart still racing from the close call. I had to move fast. Vex wouldn't take long to realize he'd been duped. I had to find my team and get them to safety. But as I made my way through the deserted corridors, a new challenge awaited. The research station's internal sensors picked up an unknown energy signature, growing stronger by the second. I knew that signature. It was the calling card of an ancient alien technology, rumored to be capable of reshaping the very fabric of space-time. The game had just changed. Vex was no longer the only threat. I had to find a way to harness this technology, and fast, or risk being crushed beneath the heel of an unknown entity. I took a deep breath, my determination burning brighter than ever. I would not be intimidated. I would not be defeated. I would find a way to seize control of this ancient power and forge a new destiny for humanity. The fate of the universe hung in the balance, and I was the only one who could tip the scales. Previously, Alex Carter narrowly escaped Commander Victor Vex's trap at the long-abandoned research station, making a desperate bid to unlock the secrets of Project Elysium and outsmart his ruthless adversary. As Alex emerged on the other side of the research station, he discovered an unknown energy signature, rumored to be capable of reshaping the very fabric of space-time. And he knew he had to find a way to harness this technology before it fell into the wrong hands. The air was thick with tension as I led my team through the research station's labyrinthine corridors, our footsteps echoing off the walls. We had to move quickly before Vex realized his mistake and sent his soldiers after us. "Keep scanning for any signs of Vex's men," I instructed my team, my eyes darting from one console to the next. "We don't have much time." Suddenly, the station's internal sensors picked up a series of energy surges, each one stronger than the last. The ancient alien technology was powering up, and I knew we were running out of time. "I've found the mainframe," my chief engineer, Rachel, called out, her fingers flying across the console. "But I need more time to crack the encryption." I nodded, my mind racing. "Buy yourself as much time as you can. I'll try to find a way to stabilize the energy signature." As I worked to contain the burgeoning power, my team and I exchanged nervous glances. We were walking a tightrope, trying to harness a technology that could either save humanity or destroy it. Suddenly, the research station shook violently, throwing us off balance. The energy signature had reached critical levels, and I knew we were out of time. I turned to my team, my heart pounding in my chest. "Get ready to evacuate. Now." We sprinted through the corridors, the research station crumbling around us. I could feel the weight of the ancient technology bearing down on us, its power coursing through my veins like liquid fire. As we emerged onto the surface of the research station, I caught a glimpse of Vex's ship, hovering in the distance. He had found us. Everyone to the escape pods. I yelled, grabbing Rachel's arm and dragging her towards the nearest pod. We blasted off into the depths of space, the research station exploding behind us in a blaze of light and energy. I watched in awe as the ancient technology reshaped the very fabric of space-time, creating a temporary wormhole that would allow us to escape. As we emerged on the other side of the wormhole, I took a deep breath, my heart still racing from the close call. We had done it. We had harnessed the power of the ancient technology, and we had a chance to forge a new destiny for humanity. But as I looked out at the stars, I knew that this was only the beginning. There were still those who would seek to crush humanity's resurgence, and I would have to confront the darkest aspects of my own character to protect my people. I turned to my team, my determination burning brighter than ever. "We have a new mission, team," I said, my voice filled with conviction. "We will rebuild humanity stronger and wiser than before, and I will lead the way." Epilogue. As I stood on the edge of the revitalized stronghold looking out at the stars, I felt a sense of pride and purpose. Humanity had emerged from the ashes, stronger and more resilient than ever. I smiled, feeling a sense of closure. The journey had been long and arduous, but it had been worth it. And as I gazed out into the unknown, I knew that there were still wonders waiting to be discovered, new horizons to be explored. The universe was full of mysteries, and I was ready to face them head-on. The fate of humanity was no longer in doubt. We would thrive, and we would forge a brighter future together.